All right, that's a picture of where we're at right now. Obviously not good enough. The turnovers, the explosive plays. I thought our tackling was not great. We let a couple of plays out that, we had stopped, essentially for nothing. And, we let them get through to the second level. I think anytime you have 4 turnovers in a game, you give, an offense with a bunch of weapons, more opportunities, this is the outcome. This is what happens here. I'm proud of the guys for finishing. I'm proud of them for continuing to play. But they know as well as I know that's not good enough. But it was a good chance to just look at them in the eye and say, look, this is where we are at right now. And we got to look at the tape. We have to grow from this. We have to take care of the basic things that we've been working on and just take a next step this week. So, but certainly disappointed in how we played today, especially with all the things that we emphasize.
Dave, given the way the passing game was operating, when you decided to go empty on 4th and 1,
yes.
What was the logic behind that play?
Yeah, we just liked our matchup. Felt like we had a good concept right there, and it didn't work out. But that was a situation where it's a play that we know. Wanted to put our guys in a comfortable position with good answers for it, and we didn't execute.
At the end of that play, Bryce comes to the sideline. You said something to him. He said something back. He slammed his helmet. Was he upset with the play call?
I'm never going to share that kind of stuff with, publicly. I think that's just something that he and I will work through, and talk about. But, his frustration wasn't directed at me in that. We were just talking about we got to keep playing ball, and I've been in situations, I've been in these games. I'm sitting there with an onside kick opportunity thinking, shoot, let's get it. Let's go score again. Let's see if we can make it happen quickly and trying to keep hope alive there. But, I think it was just a frustrating day in general. So, I think there's a lot of guys that would come up here and tell you they wish they could do better.
I think the snaps were coming a little higher.
Yeah.
Things like that.
Yeah, we just had, we really just got to figure out just calming down the cadence part, and getting everybody sorted out in the protection. I got to give a credit to the Jags. Thought they did a good job of presenting some issues with pressures. We had some success against what they did. They got us a few times. They chose a very aggressive approach, but we had a plan for it, and I think it's just making sure that we get the whole rhythm and organization from the center and everybody else on the same page so that we're ready to go.
Dave, you guys spent the entire summer working on what you were going to do on offense and defense. This is the second week 1 in a row where you guys have been blown out in a game. What do you think the disconnect is going from training camp, where you said you guys have had great practices, to week 1?
I wish I could tell you that. It's disappointing. We're all disappointed. Felt really good about the work we've put in. It did not show up today. And that's something that I was able to talk to the group about. It's like, guys, we know what we have in this room, but it just comes down to finishing plays, finishing drives when we get our red zone opportunities, stopping them when they get down there, and it really just comes down to that. That's a part of our game that we have to pride ourselves on, and that's the growth that we have.
What is the mood in the locker room right now?
Honestly, disappointed, but at the same time, I think there's a look of surprise a little bit for the guys because they know what kind of group we have in there, and this was not up to the standard that of our expectations for how we play. But the guys are pretty focused on, like, all right, we get back to work, and this is words coming from the players. We get right back to work tomorrow. We have another week coming up, going out to Arizona, and we have to make sure we're able to take the lessons, grow, and flip the switch so we can just get right back to work.
Dave, this has happened a lot of years, this sort of opener. Now, I know you've only been here for 2 of them.
Yep.
But I wonder what you would tell Panther fans who've suffered through a 2-15 before you. And I mean, a lot of them will look at this result and go, man, it's the same old Panthers again.
We're just going to get back to work, fix the things, watch the film, grow, and just continue to advance our football.
Dave, you guys spent a lot of money in free agency on this defense. And last year you guys gave up a ton of rushing yards. This year, this game, it was pretty much the same thing. What do you think the issue is there?
Got to look at it. I think some of it's tackling, just fundamentals of football, really, and also opportunities. We turned the ball over 4 times, Really, the last one was at the end of the game, but you're talking about 3 meaningful turnovers throughout the course of the game. When you give an offense that has talent, that has special players like that, and you give them more opportunities, then we start to expose ourselves, and that's part of playing complementary football, is we have to be able to take care of the ball on offense, and then we got to be able to get off the field on defense, So I think it really just, it plays both ways. When you don't play complementary football, then all of a sudden you're giving the other team opportunities.
There was
The honor
a pretty long weather stoppage.
Yeah.
What y'all do during that time? Because I felt like y'all would come out with a pop and it just didn't happen.
Yeah, I mean, both teams, we both had to go in for the weather delay, and we talked to the guys, worked through some adjustments with the amount of, film and things that we had going in, got their body right and ready to go to come out. And, again, it was just like a little bit more of the same. So I think it's just a matter of us just looking at the film and continuing to improve on our fundamentals.
On your young receiving crew, Leggett has a play that he doesn't get a second toe down.
Yeah.
T-Mac has a play in the end zone
Yep.
that he didn't get his second hand up. Both of those plays should have been made.
Absolutely, looking for those guys to just finish the plays, to execute. I'm excited for this group that we have. I'm excited for what I saw, for the couple of drives that we put together to see the guys win and get open and make their plays. But we got to make all the ones that you're supposed to make. And that's the sign of consistency. That's a sign of maturity to continue to grow and make those plays. We're counting on them to do that. And we'll keep giving them ops. That's just what we're going to do. These are the guys we have. We love them, and I'm fired up for this group. But at the same time, they'll be the first ones to come up here and tell you I got to make that play. And that's what I really want us to just grasp. The consistency it takes to be really good is you make all the ones you're supposed to make and some of the special ones every once in a while when you have to.
What did you say to Bryce after the game?
Back to work. Let's go back to work. I just really, to Bryce, to the whole group, really, like, we have to look in the mirror. This is where we are at today. The film is the truth. This is where we're at. Do we have the character to keep pushing forward, to keep getting better at our fundamentals?
Dave, what's the status on Turk Wharton?
We're evaluating for our hamstring, so we're going to get an MRI on that, and then we'll have more information. But we had to shut him down for the game.
Was there any other injuries that you
Let's see. Pat Jones had an ankle, and I think that was pretty much it. A couple of this and that's, but those are the two main ones that we'll look at.
And Dave, y'all were 8 of 15 on third down, which at first glance is pretty good.
Yeah.
How do you absorb that and bridge that gap with the final result?
Turnovers. And that's really what it is. When you have a 50% or better day on third down, that typically means longer drives. That typically means more rushing yards, more chances for explosives as the defense starts to show us their hand and what they're doing. And to end in turnovers, we weren't able to capitalize on a day that could have been a really consistent, complimentary day of football.
Dave, you mentioned the snaps, and you said
Yeah.
calm down the cadence. Could you
Yeah.
clarify what you mean by that?
I think it's just Austin and Bryce, as we're going through, just making sure we have the protection right, just making sure we're on the same page.
How did Josh do in his debut?
I thought he had a solid day. For the most part, really no issues. He got beat a couple times, which, Josh Hines Allen's a fantastic player. But I thought he did a solid job filling in there, especially, being able to run the ball, being able to throw the ball when we had to, So I'm really appreciative of having, Josh. And so I was really proud of what he did today.
Did you feel like you had the team prepared well enough?
I believe so. I thought we had a great camp. I thought we had a fantastic amount of work. I think the fitness of the group was excellent. When I looked out there, we're finishing the game playing hard still. So to me, it's like the physical readiness was there. I have to look at myself and say, okay, how did we not prepare these guys to be able to finish the way we want to be able to finish the plays consistently? I have to look at that.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Yep.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I get a copy of membership.
Yeah.
Where'd it go?
He's just getting another shirt. Dave, Arizona? Are you going to Arizona?
Yeah, I'm going everything except Green Bay.
Well, understandably so.
Skipping a game from the marriage.
That's good of you.
I was on the hook because I said I would go to Green Bay if they were undefeated.
Hey, follow Mike, just FYI. I know you're not saying anything bad, just a reminder.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I'm just giving you a reminder.
No, I appreciate it.
I like those Adidas. Bryce, from the perspective of protecting the ball, how do you think you can, I mean, you're trying to make a play, you're trying to do something outside of structure. How can you protect the ball better?
Yeah, just better decision making. Obviously can't turn the ball over like that. Cost the team. I have to be better in that, but just better decision making.
Bryce, Dave said maybe some of the guys were surprised by this performance. Were you expecting more? Were you surprised by it?
I mean, we always feel confident going in. We're always expecting to win. Obviously didn't get that done. We'll watch the tape tomorrow. We'll learn and grow, but that confidence doesn't waver.
You said that part of the reason why you guys played in the preseason is so you could get used to like the weak Cleveland team. Do you think that helped you coming into this game?
Yeah, they did a great job with the with the plan. It's on us to play better. It's on me to play better. It's nothing about the organization or coaches or anything like that. Got to be better.
There was
Right.
some visible frustration after that fourth down miss when y'all got inside their 5. What led to that is just the competitive nature. What was going through your mind at that point?
Yeah, just competitive nature. That's all. Probably could do a better job. Definitely do a better job with body language there. It's on me, but just competing, and that's all.
Do you feel like there was something you missed in that play? That's why you slammed your helmet?
Just something that was going on with not executing. Again, when you're not executing, it sucks. But I have to do a better job as a leader.
Was it something to do with the snap? It seemed like
No,
the snap was weird.
no, not at all. No.
But you and Austin did have some issues today. It looked like the snap was coming early, or
I mean, whenever you're dealing with you're on a road team, you have good pass rush. You're trying to mix cadence, do different things, make checks. You're gonna have some things, but it definitely was not on. None of this is on Corb at all. He did a great job, played a great game. There's a lot of communication to be had, and he did a great job of handling that. Those snaps for me, he did a good job with that, and that's part of the game. That's no excuse for anything I did, anything like that. So have all the confidence in the world in him. He played a great game. A lot of guys did. Just have to be better.
Bryce, a lot of your teammates said that this offseason just felt different. Does that make this any more frustrating for you guys as a team?
This isn't. We're competitors. Obviously, no one likes to lose, but it's week 1. We're gonna watch it tomorrow. We're gonna wear it. We're gonna see what we can grow from, and then after that, we're gonna flush it. We have a long season ahead. We're gonna push our best to be the best we can be every single day. That doesn't change. That's always been the goal. That'll always be the goal. So, not gonna be fun today, but we're gonna move past it.
Bryce, this is the third week 1 in a row that kind of hasn't gone your guys' way while you've been with the team. What have you learned from those previous 2 games that helped you kind of keep your confidence going into the rest of the season?
It's a one Sunday at a time type of league. No matter what it is, you're not entitled to anything good or bad the next week. So again, I have all the confidence in the world in this team, this organization, this coaching staff. Didn't get it done today. I have to be better. We have a lot of competitors that look in there, and we all want to get better, and that's where our focus is at.
Bryce, just because Dave was asked it too, I'll ask you. But I mean, were you frustrated with the play call there?
No, not at all. No, nothing like that. Again, just competing. Didn't execute. Do a better job with body language there. But that's all.
What are your emotions right now? Like, what are you going through?
Again, we're competitors. We wear it. No one likes to lose. But at the end of the day, you just want to be constructive. When we get back, whenever the time's right, watch the film, watch the reps, see what I can take from it, see what I can grow from, see how I can learn, like we all will tomorrow. And that's the only thing I can do, the only thing we can do to be productive.
Bryce, how much of this loss do you take on your own shoulders today?
We're all talk about looking in the mirror. So of course, we're no one in this locker room, including myself, is looking. We could have done it. What about this person? It's all about what you can control, what you can improve, because that's all as individuals we can control. So again, I'm going to look at the film, see what there is to grow on from my standpoint, and that's going to be the mentality of everyone.
Bryce,
We'll do a couple more.
Dave said that he spoke to you guys and said, kind of, this is a picture of where we're at right now, and this doesn't have to be who you guys are long term. Who else spoke in the locker room afterwards? And was there any conversation during the weather delay about just staying focused and locked in?
Yeah, well, I'll keep what was said in the locker room. Yeah, I mean, that was it was interesting. But yeah, we all want to stay locked in, stay focused. Obviously, you're in a state of not knowing what's going on, but that's part of the game. They had to deal with it too, there's no reason to blame anything like that for us. We just have to be better.
On the fumble, Bryce, did you think? I know it looked like his knee hit the ball or something. In retrospect, should you have slid there, or were you
Just have to
trying
do
get
better
first
with ball
down?
security. Just have to do better.
I know some quarterbacks aren't necessarily natural sliders. Did you feel comfortable in your slide?
Yeah, again, just have to do whatever it takes to analyze the situation and take care of the ball. Have to do better at that.